you may need it in your state. I advise you, if you didn't go to my class, I advise you to research out to your particular state and find out what they do on how
for the DOT regulations.
Regulations for interstate commerce. You stay in your state of intrastate, and each state may or may not adopt all the regulations. But if they do, or any part of them, what I'm going to talk about is how they do the inspection. And these inspections are standardized across the nation, Canada. Also do the same level. It's called the CSA inspection, level 1s, level 2s, level 3s. Has anybody had DOT inspection here roadside? Okay. I'm going to use this truck. That's the one I wanted to use left on. See, you can pull in a DOT inspection. This one, right now, he's from Pennsylvania. He's in violation because he came from Pennsylvania to here. He's in interstate commerce. He has no DOT number on his door. So the first thing enforcement will go, and they'll go, it's called a clue when police work, because there's no number on the door, and it doesn't say DOT, and they go, that's a clue, I better look at him. So they start looking, they pull him in. First thing they're looking for is the DOT number. They put it in a computer database, and they pull the company's information up. And they'll tell you if it's a good company, a bad company, how many previous inspections, where he's been. So they got the history of the driver and the history of the company. And with the plate number, they have the history of the truck, where it's been inspected before. My gentleman friend from Georgia, he didn't have a DOT number, they put him in the system. He goes some other state without getting a DOT number, they'll pull his stuff up and they'll go, hey, you were in Georgia last week, you got stopped, you had all these violations, you didn't fix them yet. You're going to spank them even harder. So they get the truck, they go through the driver. Obviously looking for and this is the right size truck. This is about a 16,000 pound gross vehicle weight rated truck. If you're not sure what your equipment is, look at the sticker, it's on the door column. It's on the inside B pillar. Give you a Gvwr, that's number 1. If you pull a trailer, add the 2 together. This is big enough, it's over 10,000, it's in the regulation book for interstate commerce, and all probability it's in your state regulations, unless you're from Colorado, I know, Oregon, and there's one other one. So you're into regulations. So first thing is to look at the driver. Driver, this is your driver's license. Proper class of license for this. Is it valid? You're supposed to be, as a DOT entity, you're supposed to know all your driver's licenses are good. You're supposed to run them when you hire them. You have a driver's abstract and a record, and every year you're supposed to update it. And he's asking for his medical card, his DOT physical card. If you're in interstate commerce, everybody drives this truck needs a DOT medical card. And you may need it in the state you were in. So you look at that. Look at the license. License says, okay, he's good. Look at the medical card. He says he needs glasses. You don't have his glasses on. Guess what? That driver's not going anywhere. He's stuck there. Or medical card says hearing aids. You don't have his hearing aids. He's stuck. So you've got to know what's going on. You're responsible for that. So, and then now we're looking at maybe or maybe not you need what they call a log book, or the hours of service regulation. Talking to folks in your industry, I think most of you are all homebodies, close to home. You're not going outside those 172-mile radius to get into things, so you're probably okay. But he is going to ask them, where are you coming from? Oh, I'm coming from Charleston. Where are you going to? I'm right local here. I'm staying within an hour's of town. Okay. Did you sign in this morning? Yeah, I signed a punch. I time checked in. I signed in for work. Okay. Does the boss got that record? Yes. You as the boss, back in the office, better have that record, and you better have it for the last 6 months, better be there, but at least for the previous 7 days, because they're looking for time off, because technically, driving this truck, you can only drive 11 hours in one day to a 14-hour day, and you got to have 10 hours off before you drive it again. So your guys that are working 14, 15, 16-hour days in the summertime, going home, getting 6 hours of sleep, and slamming back in the next morning, technically you're in violation. That's me. 7 days, the previous 7 days is what they look for. They're always looking for the previous 7 days. When you're in the exempt status, which these guys are because where you're at, they're still looking at the previous 7 days, but the big thing they're looking for is the time off in between your shifts. And it's a hard thing to enforce roadside, but if you wad this up and there's somebody in an intersection accident, somebody goes to the hospital, gets killed or whatever, they're probably going to call you up and say, fax me his time sheet. You better have a time sheet. You can't make that stuff up. Again, nobody cares what you do until they care, and then you can't fix it. So he goes through, he's got the documents there, he's looked at that, he's looked at the registration, he's looked at the inspection sticker. The driver's supposed to be doing all this before they leave. Because he got his documents, there's the registration valid, there's the inspection valid, this one's good before next year. Looks at the license, but then he starts with the front of the truck. The standard stuff, lights, turn signals, four-ways, horn, goes through all that, marker lights on top, windshields, no cracks. Look at the tires. Does anybody know there's a difference between the tread depth and the tires? What it is, this is a commercial motor vehicle under the federal regulation. In standard states, most of them are around 230 seconds on the tires. But when you're in commercial operation, it's 430 seconds on the front and 230 seconds on the rear. So they're looking at that, they're looking at the tires. Then they go along the side. They have a set procedure they go through. They've done all lights on this, and they start going down the side. Now they'll stand here and talk. Try to get your way up.
I'm going to get it.
Going down the side. One other extra driver. Also has to drive. Where's the fire? Fire right here. Fasten and wrap it right here, or wherever it is in this truck. You know where that is. They're supposed to look at that morning. That's a look at fire. Where's your warning triangle? You know what warning triangles are? You gotta have 3 of them. You gotta be in your truck. You gotta have them. You gotta make sure they gotta know where they're at. Don't say, I got them here someplace. Wrong answer. This is where you have to educate your employees what they have. You're supposed to know all this. Then he moves on, goes down the side. He'll be looking at equipment on this one's pretty good. I walked around it quicker. All the stuff he has attached to him. He's got surface cleaners, things like that. They're all fastened down. They're either building a bracket or they're secured down. This particular one, just the back, see all the lights. You look underneath, you're looking for cracks, you're looking for leaks, things of that nature. So all the lights in the back, brake light out, 1 brake light out, no big deal. 2 brake lights out, the truck ain't moving. You got turn signal out, the truck ain't moving. So that's why when the guy leaves this morning, he said, they didn't shut that stuff. You got to play, but shut down because he didn't turn signal out. Goes to the back, does all that. Same thing to the other side. Look at the tires, look at the weight on the tires. This looks pretty good. You got a bunch of equipment. If you don't know the weight of them, I highly advise you to order everything you put in that truck. Just go out and get it weighed. And also do the same thing for trailers. You need to know the weights. Overweight on your tires and not know it. You may have the tire in your bag. If you look at the side of a tire, there's a weight rating on a tire. Go look at that. This looks heavy for some reason. Through experience, this is heavy. I'm going to weigh this. I'll look at the tire rating. Oh, it's only rated for X. I'll add up the rating and I'll weigh it. So if you over, it's up here. On the back of the side, look at all the same stuff. Looking for securement place. Looking for this. Looking for that. Your industry is going to blow me away this weekend for what you're carrying. Usually, I'm thinking of power washers and a gasoline can. Bang. You can carry that out of the hazmat regulations because it's called materials of trade. You can carry up to certain limits on gasoline, but it has to be in 8-gallon containers and they have to be secured somewhere in the vehicle. It can't be used with a bungee cord, it has to be secured. But what I found out in this industry, like this truck here, he's got equipment attached to it. He's got some fuel tanks attached to it. If they're integrated into the vehicle, then as part of the auxiliary equipment, you're okay on that. What I'm having problems with is some of this stuff you're carrying is sodium hydroxide. Yeah. It's a class 8 material. It's a corrosive. You carry over 8 gallons of that, then it puts you into a different category. You're basically a hazmat hauler. You don't need placards, but you need labels, markings, you need shipping papers, you need emergency response guide. I can't tell you in 15 minutes what to do. I advise you to really research into that. So after they do a walk-around inspection, they may or may not crawl underneath it. The higher level inspections will crawl underneath the truck. They'll look for loose tie rods, loose springs. They'll do brake tests. If it's a hydraulic, all they do is look for the fluid. If it's an air brake, they'll do tests and measure the brakes. They get all that done, they go back to their vehicle or their building and they write up a report. Any violations, you get violations. They issue that report, that whatever happened goes on your record, your DOT record. That stays with you for 24 months. And they may or may not issue traffic tickets. The biggest thing I tell for everybody here in this industry, what I'm seeing, unless you're an interstate carrier, state to state, I highly advise you to contact your local state agency. It could be Highway Patrol, it could be State Police, it could be DOT, like South Carolina, I think it's South Carolina Transportation Police, to make sure that you are playing by the rules in your state. I think your state is under enforced on from everything I'm reading, because it hasn't been a problem. Because I always thought power washing, you got to turn a wand and water, and you're not. You've got some other things in here, and you're not coming up on their radar for action. Again, nobody cares until somebody cares. So the walk around inspection, if you're drivers, if your trucks are breaking down, you're having problems, you're not getting inspected because nobody's looking at you where you're at. You're in cities and villages, you're not traveling through your states, you're not traveling major highways back and forth. You're not traveling back and forth. You probably don't have any problems. But if your drivers at bare minimum should be doing that same type of inspection I just did this morning. Checking and walking around, checking the lights, the horns, the equipment, the paperwork. The same thing at the end of the day. So there's a lot to do, but just be cognizant of the fact and take a little bit of time and research it. If you are in something like this, you're going to be all probability required to have it. If you're in a pickup from your trailer, you may be. Go out and research it. Don't be caught like the guy that went from Carolina to Georgia. He sat on the side of the road because he didn't know. Go out and look it up. So I hope that helps. I'm here for the rest of the day. If you're not deciding questions, look me up and grab me on something.
Can you mention a quick thing about that cargo weight? Supply tank, recovery weight, cargo weight combined? Like if you got two 500-gallon tanks or a bunch of tanks on that?
You're under the 10,000 well.
Well, what if you only got a F-350 and you mounted 8,000, 10,000 pounds
That's
on
why I
it?
say talk about the weight. It's so hard to say what your truck is.
Right.
Weigh your truck. If your truck is, you need to know what your truck is.
Right.
Is it a Ford 250 with a gross weight rating of 15,000 or whatever it could be? Then you got to know what your stuff weighs, because you may or may not be in it. When you talk about the fluid, yeah, you could have empty tanks. The tanks are okay. If you put water in them or chemical that weighs more, you need to know the weight.
Yeah.
And if the weight is over what the truck is, just like I said about the tire rating, you're going to be shut down. So that's what comes into play.
Yeah, they don't have to be full at the time. It's just if you're in an injury, accident, or kill it.
If you're in a plow with water, like I said, we talked about
right.
The water spilled out. It's going to be hard to prove, but it could be proved. Enforcement probably don't care. They may, or civilly they might care.
Yeah.
So you should know. Again, you should know. You should know ahead of time so you can answer that question.
And that's what I try to say about insurance company. If they find out you're over cargo weight, you have no insurance company or support.
Read your policies and say, some of them may say, you violate the law, we're not covering you.
Yeah.
So,
that's why we warn people to make sure they have the right cabin chassis, right vehicle under it. Go above and beyond. Even if every fuel tank is full, you assume everything's full, including the gas in the truck and the employees. Once you exceed that, you're covered. But when you try to do it where you're balancing supply, recovery,
buy something that's going to be more than you need.
yeah, because if not, I mean, I've seen hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawsuits go through because they were overcargo and the insurance didn't cover it.
If your vehicle was not proper, then that means it shouldn't have been there. If you weren't there, the accident wouldn't have happened.
Good point.
So you can't fix it. If you were subject to the regulations and you weren't proper, then you shouldn't have been there. You were in violation of being there, so you shouldn't have been your fault. Whether your fault or not, it's your fault.
Man, perfect.